Hello adventurers and welcome back to my channel. My very first night camping in the Greer area was wonderful. It rained just a little bit, and as it rained, oh my goodness, talk about relaxing. But on top of that, I was able to just crawl into the back last night, and even though I don't have cell service here, I had tons of stuff downloaded on my Netflix, so I just had a really chill night in fact, I made some dinner and tried something new, and it turned into a success, so I'm super excited about that. Project Lasagna is a success. I have this Walmart lasagna that I just put into the air fryer, and I put it in for about 10 minutes at 350, and oh my goodness, it's just like I got it out of the oven at my house. I would probably make my lasagna a little bit different than this one. This is just, again, a Walmart lasagna, but this is a good jumping off point. I could freeze some lasagna. I could then cut it up into single servings, and I could put it into my freezer, bring it with me on the road, and then have hot lasagna. That is epic. Now, waking up this morning, it was 67 degrees, which was absolutely fabulous. So as I'm getting myself refreshed and awake for the day, I am excited. There are tons of possibilities here. There are hiking trails. There are a couple of different lakes that we can visit. I could go into Greer and go have food if I wanted to. And I'm not sure what exactly I want to get into today. So I think what I'm going to do is just kind of play it by ear and take you guys along with me. Now, I am kind of interested in checking out Holly Lake. Holly Lake was what was recommended to me by the guy that I met at the casino. He had told me, oh my gosh, you'll love Holly Lake. But there's a couple other lakes that I thought were kind of interesting also. So we'll see what happens. I have no idea where this day is going to go. Now, there are a couple things I do have to do today. Number one, I have to find some service. Normally it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but I kind of didn't tell anybody that I was staying here. And so whenever the service cut out inside the van, no one could reach me, and only Riley knew where I was. And ultimately, that's good that my safety buddy did know, but I should have probably let a couple other people know as well. I just was having a day yesterday. By the time that I got here, I was just kind of like, oh, I'm going to rest, I think. So I'm going to go and check in with everyone just to make sure everybody knows I'm good. And then after that, I'm going to go find our adventure. One last look around camp. This place has been amazing. It's so nice. Okay, first off on my agenda today, I was going down toward Holly Lake, and I thought I would check out this railroad trail. I'm not sure what it is, so I'm going to find out. If it's not super long, we'll go on it. If it's super long, we might wait until we have a friend, just because I like to do longer hikes with friends. Okay, it appears here that you could take this up to Sheep's Crossing or Big Lake, and this is a trail that is accessible during the summertime and the winter time. This is interesting. This is what the trail looks like. Now, this is a good warning to have here. Apparently, they have foothold traps along this because they have certain kinds of things that they're trying to trap for wildlife purposes, and that is good to know if you take your dog out there. Additionally, we're in bear country, so I would definitely want to prepare for this hike a little bit more than I am currently. They are reintroducing the Mexican wolf into this area, so that's interesting. So just to the side of the trail, they have a little road for access to the tower up here, but the trail itself goes off in this direction. So I guess we're going to pass on this one today just because it's a long through trail. But look at this trailhead. This thing is huge, and they have like a vault toilet and everything. Note to self, I'm going to write this one down, and then when Riley and I come hiking, we may do a small section of it, but just a small one, and we'll be very mindful whenever we do because of Tyson. You never know unless you go, and that's why I always stop off at places like this so I can at least get an idea of what's in the area. I think that sometimes if you get to an area and just take a drive through to figure things out, it makes life a lot better. Not to mention, you can kind of deduce if you want to do something or not want to do something. And even though I could have used iOverlander to find out this information, with limited service, if you haven't downloaded the offline maps, doesn't do you much good. So since this was kind of an impromptu trip, I thought I'll just check it out. No big deal. This one will be a good one. However, again, being mindful of the things that you need to have in your brain when it comes to safety. Bear spray, making sure your dog is close by on a leash instead of wandering. No off-leash wandering here, that's for sure, because those traps. And then also, if you want to do a longer hike, this would be a great one because it takes you through the meadows and up into the forest. With that said, again comes those other things. So, off to our next destination. I love days like today. This is just a fun discovery day. With that said, let's get at it. And Transformers, let's roll out. So you might be thinking, Bunny, why did you show that if you're not going to do it? I show it because you guys might be interested in doing it. And then you have a little bit better information, which is always why I do these videos. I do these videos because it helps me to be able to share with you guys all of the amazing things that exist in this world. And not all of those things are going to be for every single person, and that is okay. For example, a 20-mile hike might not be my personal cup of tea, but it might be yours. And if it is, now you know where there's a really beautiful one. And I hope that this is handy. Okay, I saw this one on my drive in and it looked beautiful, so we're doing this one definitely. Now this is the A1 Lake. We're at elevation 8,900. You do need a permit for fishing here. But check this out. Oh, that was beautiful. That was definitely beautiful. There was a man loading up his kayak whenever I left. He had just been out on the lake, just kind of for a recreational paddle. And I noticed they have a lot of crawfish here, so that was interesting. But this was just one stop on the day, and you can walk all the way around this lake. Now, because it rained last night, it was a little mushy, so I didn't want to have to put on my hiking boots, so I only did about half of the lake. But oh, wow. Such an exciting way to start the day. So that was Lake 1. One lake out of many lakes that are in this area. I can't wait to see what's next though. Let's keep going. Hi, buddy. Hi, are you living out your best life on the open range? Look at you. Oh, and then you have a friend. Hi, friend. I'm on my way out to Holly Lake, and I found them, and they were just hanging out. They weren't afraid of me at all. They just kind of were like, okay, we're gonna eat this grass no matter if you're here or not. So these cows are clearly aware that people are out here like all the time. Hi, friend. Hi, buddy. How are you? No? Okay, okay. Oh, and then there's a baby calf also. A few of them, actually. Aw. Hi, buddies. Now, I will say this. There are some pretty menacing clouds starting to build again, so this could be interesting. In this area, they get rain pretty regularly, and you can tell by all of the beautiful greenery, but at the same time, that makes the road almost like quicksand in some areas. When I pulled out of camp this morning, I noticed that a lot of people who had come through camp or who had pulled out had really rutted up the roads pretty badly. I totally get that sometimes it's impossible to avoid driving on those kinds of roads. But if you have the option to not, then please do not, because what happens is it ruts up the road and it makes it really, really bad. Every time that it rains, it just gets worse and worse and worse. Oh, a couple more friends. Oh, 3 friends. Hi, 3 friends. You're all very pretty. Now, surprisingly, I have not seen a lot of wildlife. I've seen some signals of wildlife having been in the area, but not really wildlife. I've only mostly seen cattle. And so, you know, it's interesting. I'm used to seeing in the forest at least a few like elk or deer or squirrels. There haven't been any of those, and I think part of it has to do with the weather while I've been here. It's been kind of hit or miss when it comes to the weather. Also, I was here on a weekend. Statistically, weekends you're less likely to see the wildlife just because there's more people in the area. And so I've noticed that in certain areas, especially like where I was camping, that the wildlife just kind of mind their P's and Q's. They stay out of the way. They come out at night, but they don't necessarily traipse around during the day too much. Okay, we turned off of the main road and toward Holly Lake, and it started raining just a little bit. So this is going to be interesting. I'm going through the forest. I'm seeing all of these cabins, which looks like they've been abandoned, except for there's like one down by the lake that looks like somebody's there. So I'm wondering if they stopped these rentals for a reason and then just never started renting them again. I'm not sure, but there are lots of them. So it's kind of interesting to see them just kind of like dotting on the side of the lead up to the actual lake, which I can now see kind of through the trees. But like, see, there it is. A lot of the windows are broken out on these. Now this one clearly is something still. They have lights. Their propane tank looks nice. Oh, and ask and you shall receive. I just found some beautiful horses. Hi, friends. Oh, they're beautiful. Wow, that was amazing. And they're moving as a herd kind of around the lake to different places. Woo, it started pouring. It started pouring. And now this is what it looks like. Whew, this is a good adventure day though. Okay guys, I was about to wrap up this video because of the rain and I decided to take one more path. It's still going to rain, but I wanted to show you another view of this lake before we head out because it's absolutely gorgeous. Now, the way that I took, I think, is the better way if you're looking for the wildlife because you get to see all of the different things. However, if you turn down the non-primitive road and just keep following the regular road right here, this is the viewpoint you get. You know, ask and you shall receive. I asked to see beautiful wildlife today, and I am not disappointed. I'm definitely not disappointed. I came here. Oh, I think it's gonna start raining again. I came here to find beauty, to seek out some cooler temperatures, and just to explore and see all that nature has to offer. Between the camping that I found, the 2 lakes that I visited today, I'm leaving here with permagran. This is incredible. It's beautiful. And I would have to say that this is now one of my favorite places in Arizona. Now, I've been asked numerous times if I'm more of a desert or a forest person. Give me a forest every day. I can find abundant nature. I can find beautiful greenery. And there's something that's just really calming about the forest. Even on a day like today, where there's clearly about to be some pretty gnarly storms. You can look at the water and you can find peace. Remember, guys, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time. I'm about to get back in the van, head on down the road, and see what other kind of adventures that I can find. I enjoy bringing you guys with me, but I hope this is encouraging you to get out. Find places that bring you joy and soak it all in. That's what I'm going to be doing, and I hope you will too. Until next time, bye.